We have all experienced stressful times, maybe now more than ever. Times of stress activate our brains into fight, flight, and freeze, and our modern day culture reinforces this stress response. So how can we help ourselves? This morning we have Carol Maloney, founder and owner of Well and Wonder Studio in Washington, D.C., along with Michael Shea, integrative psychotherapist and resident mental health advisor at Well and Wonder, to talk about stress management. Good to have the two of you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.
All right, Carol, you opened Well and Wonder Studio. What made you add mental health services to your programs?
Well, it's something that I needed. I found it to be very difficult in COVID, being laid off and kind of lost. And when I opened the studio, yoga, breath work, I just looked for another way to really get in there, the mind, body, breath connection. And then the universe brought me a friend who was a therapist, and we vibed, and voila, it was something that I think that was a need just personally, and then also a communal need when I had students in there and we were just discussing how challenging it is right now, how uncertain.
And Michael, you work with people on this a lot, but how did you two come together to create more of this mental health awareness?
So we met through a mutual friend, which was great, Wendy, and you know, Wendy was all of service, and I think that really bonded us. And then suddenly, you know, Carol, you were very forthcoming about what was going on around the pandemic. I think so many of us experienced trauma response during the pandemic. And so that vibed us, and then suddenly we were literally in this moment where I said, okay, let's do a workshop about letting go. Like, how can we let go of some of this?
We were grieving Wendy Rieger,
yes.
She was a colleague of mine at NBC and a friend of Michael's, and we were grieving together, and we were trying to let it go ourselves.
Right.
So we decided to carry on her legacy of service.
And you're helping people do this through some workshops that you're doing at the studio. What takeaways do you want people to leave with after coming and working with you?
That's a great question. So I think both of us really do believe that wisdom resides within. I mean, there is this sense if we can culminate data and information and knowledge and slow ourselves down enough to listen to it, then we get wisdom, we get insight. All of us have intuitive hunches. So I really want people to sort of honor their own wisdom within. And the second is when we do slow down and we have sort of more self-awareness and self-care, it really affords us an opportunity to act the power of choice, which is, you know, in our frontal lobe. A lot of people sort of get caught in their amygdala and fight, flight, and freeze. So.
You mentioned the word slow down, which is hard for a lot of us to do. How do we slow down,
Especially
Michael?
when we're stressed.
I know.
You know, take a breath. You know, that's the one. I think that really does, because it helps to slow down the autonomic nervous system through the parasympathetic.
It's the exhales too. Extending those exhales can really activate the parasympathetic nervous system. What he taught me is to not live in what was or what will be, and to really try to appreciate what is. And we started with gratitude journaling. We would shake and we would, you know, sing, and we had different ways where we're trying to shut that frontal lobe off. Breathing is definitely a technique that I find to do every day, especially in traffic. But,
yes, that can really help. But I think too, when you're trying to find what works, something works different for everybody.
Right.
Journaling might not be for somebody, but I feel like the breath work is really something that can slow everybody down.
Right, you could do it in traffic. We can do it before we come on. We can do, you know, there's ways in which we can really activate our autonomic nervous system to work for us. And the other thing I thought of is music. You know, before I was listening to this woman sing, she had a beautiful voice, and listening to someone's words, you know, listening to music, not having anything to distract us.
It's also the nose breathing too. The nose breathing, that's a remote control to your brain. So it's the the inhales and exhales, doing those cycles of breath through the nose.
Something
that
so easy for all of us to do.
You have your own tool. You can. It's a control. Your mind can control your life.
And people could dance. I mean, that's the other thing.
Whatever
Movement helps, because
slowing down doesn't necessarily mean sitting still.
No.
It's whatever's going to find that release for you.
Right, and an intention. I think if we do it with intention, and most people get into, our brains operate in repetition. 1 minute, we're already creating new neural networking that's firing, and that's what we want to do. We want to utilize our bodies to their capacity.
So people can come and work with you on this week. Thank you. And Carol, I do want to say congrats. You were voted Best of DC's runner-up in your first year of being open.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you all are doing great work. Thank you very much. All right, the last class of Manifesting Wisdom in Challenging Times is this Wednesday, October 11th at 7:15 at Well and Wonder Studio. Go to wellandwonderstudio.com for more information on this and all the classes that they offer.